Hey everybody, welcome back into the weekly recap here, day 2 of week 4 in the SMITEPro League. I'm J-Mac. I've got Inbound and Variety joining me today as we talk about our sets. Well, let's kind of jump into our very first one here. Styx Fairman up against the Gilded Gladiators. New member to the Gladiators roster Inbound, now having Jengaru over into the mid lane, which means that Snoopy has actually moved from mid over into the carry role. But what are kind of your thoughts on the initial, this kind of first set with the new team?
I mean, just comparing them to the previous teams we've seen, previous iterations of this team, I think Jengaru has been nothing but a positive. I think the rest of the team has also played a lot better around him. So I think it just makes sense for this change to happen. I also think something that Harry said to me was Snoopy just looks more comfortable in duo, and it just seems to be true. And I think maybe this set didn't go all too well for them. They did lose 3-1. But I think for the long term, I think this will be really good for them.
Yeah, I also think that they've had a bit of a rough year so far, and I think even though it wasn't of their own accord with Stu leaving, I think just having like a role swap, a new player coming in, a rookie coming in, I think it kind of gives them all a bit more energy and like kind of revitalizes them to keep going to the towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so a big win for the Styx Ferrymen, at least for themselves, but also a big positive now for the Gladiators, showing a little bit of light in themselves moving forward for at least the back half of the phase. Now, Variety jumping into your set, a 3-0 over against the Eldritch Hounds, have also made a roster swap for themselves. We were just talking about Stu leaving the Gladiators, now jumps over to the Hounds. What are your thoughts now for how your set went through, but also kind of how the Eldritch Hounds were playing with their change-up?
I think for us, we really needed this win. Obviously, we would have lost 3 sets in a row. All 0-3s, and I think we're trying to like figure out what's going wrong, and like each time we go into a set, like it's something else that's going wrong. And I think today we kind of like finally proved to ourselves that we're not just absolutely terrible, and we can actually win and play smite. But in terms of the swap for them, I think obviously they need to like practice a bit with their synergy and dual lane, because I think Stu's like quite a big talker at least, and it kind of comes down to how well they adapt to playing around Joe's side, and if Stu's calling him over, or like if Neil's off in mid, I think it's just going to take him a while to adapt to the new change.
Yeah, I think that was something that, Inbound and I discussed a little bit, in our green room, how Stu was doing a lot of talking during that set for the team. Every time you look over to the cam, kind of see discussions going that way. Inbound, what was it for you that maybe was kind of a big positive for the Camelot Kings coming out of this set? Looked really strong in this one. Didn't see too many kind of real low points through this. What was kind of your big takeaway from the set for them?
I think their comps kind of had a lot more cohesion today than they did last week. I think they made a lot more sense. I also think when it comes down to their shot calling, obviously I can't be in comms, but it looked like they were all on the same page today. There looks like there was no dropped comms or one player doing something when the rest of the team is doing something else. I mean, as soon as it got to the team fight phase, it was just all Kings the entire time. So to me, from the outside perspective, it just looked like there was a lot more cohesion in that 5v5.
Yeah. So today, it's just some nice little hug going there. But big win today for the Styx Fairmen and for the Camelot Kings. Congratulations on their wins. That's it for day number 2 of the recap. Make sure that you come back tomorrow, Sunday morning, as we kick things off for day number 3 of week 4. Otherwise, we'll see you next time for the SPL Weekly Recap.